What's going on, guys? Hope you are doing well out there. This is going to be the first video in this series where I'm basically going to scrape up all the rumours and announcements coming from GW about the new edition of Age of Sigmar and share that with you and sort of get you some bullet points about what's going on. So Warhammer Fest online was early May, and on the 8th of May the new edition of Age of Sigmar was announced. So pretty exciting news. There's a lot of rumours out there about what's coming, so it's good to finally be able to talk about it. So on the Warhammer community website, you can basically see this post. I'll put a link below, and there's a new logo. So this logo video, which is quite cool. And there are some tidbits about the new edition. So it's basically, you can see this awesome picture of Yndrasta. So it's saying here that basically there's a new hero coming for Stormcast Eternals. And there's some information about the story. I won't go into too much detail here, just what's written on here. You can read it yourself. But basically, this is Order really going out into the darkness, so they really want to get back to that. So Order are pushing out into the mortal realms to reclaim the land, and you know, this new edition is going to focus on that sort of crusade, and all across Gur, destruction are rising up. So they talk about the newly awoken god Kragnos, and Sigmar's huntress, which is Yndrasta, the celestial spear. So there's also this little cool video. You can see she's looking pretty awesome. I like the fact that they've done the armor in like a kind of between silver and gold, so that's pretty nice. It looks very like, it's not as like red as Retributor armor, so I'm not quite sure what the reason behind that is, but it looks cool. And it's a new model, so it talks about Yndrasta with this spear Fen Gavar, and that she goes out hunting monsters, the huntress. So obviously awesome model. You can go and look at some pictures of that yourself. Then this is a bit weird, but it almost looks a little bit like the Primaris treatment, but for Stormcast. So it says that it's an attempt to adapt to establish new bastions of order in the harshest environments. So this is meant to be called Thunderstrike armor, and this is a new unit of Vindictors. But I quite like what they've done, where they've almost made them tall and upright rather than squat and kind of, I don't use the word dumpy, but the old Liberators and stuff do look a little bit, when you see them, they're quite squat. They're quite wide as opposed to tall. It's kind of proportionally, the shoulder pads are kind of smaller compared to the rest of the body. They seem to be more upright. The halos on the heads are less exaggerated, look more slender. I quite like it. It's a little bit more, I won't use the word realistic when we're talking about celestial warriors being reborn into more realms, but you get what I mean. So obviously quite exciting. It mentioned something about Bellicor. I've not read Bellicor yet, so I don't really want to read too much about that. But apparently it's something to help them with their reforging. And there's kind of this cycle here where you can see different paint schemes, and it says that the Vindictors hold the line of the Thunderstrike hosts. So there's like an Anvils, and that's a Knights Excelsior, Hammers of Sigmar, and Celestial Vindicator Stormcast Eternal model. Quite like the way the sort of the turquoise sort of teal colour of the Celestial Vindicators looks in the new sculpt. I really like that, so that's pretty cool. Also the kind of Dwayne Johnson lookalike Stormcast Annihilators, which are a new type of paladin. It does give us a little bit of rules tidbit here. It says that they have a 2+ save, so pretty exciting. So as a base save, that's pretty good. It'd be interesting to see what happens when we see more of the rules for these guys, but obviously being a paladin, looking pretty badass. Now, there is this little reveal here, which I'll play, which talks about a new threat. So it's sort of saying, who are they going to take on? So something wicked this way comes, but they're not telling us. So here's a little video.
Three brave soldiers went to the bog. One disappeared right into the fog. Two brave soldiers went to the mire. One disappeared from around the fire. One brave soldier went to the fen. None of the soldiers were heard of again.
So we know they're baddies, a new breed of evil. So quite interested and excited to see what they're going to be. Now, this next video I'm not going to play. It's quite long. It's actually what I think is probably the best thing on this here, which is so Jez, Phil and Ben of the studio talking about the new edition. So what I've done is I've taken a few notes after watching this to sort of pull some little facts out. Obviously I'm a playtester, so obviously I work with these guys, so I know the kind of a little bit more than what they say, but I'm just going to stick to what they've said because I'm allowed to do that, whereas I'm not allowed to embellish. So they're obviously talking about the new edition. So the kind of emphasis for this is that Jez has said that this is the ultimate version of the rules. So it's trying to make they've been working on Age of Sigmar for a long time, and they wanted to make the rules really good. And you know, I think they've achieved that, so I can't wait till people see that. Then in terms of lore, they sort of talk about redefining the lore, because early on there was this emphasis of chaos reigning in the mortal realms, and obviously with the cities of Sigmar have become pinnacles of light, the sort of the foothold, and this is really the fight back in this horrific and terrible place that they describe as the mortal realms, and that good guys really are few and far between, and you're really up against it. So it's about Sigmar taking back control, and there is something mentioned called the Dawnbringer Crusade by Ben in the video, so that'll be interesting to see what that's all about. So they're heading into the Chaos Wastes, the sort of the Duardin, the Elves, and the Stormcast, and the sort of the cities of Sigmar. They talk about these Vanguard Sigmarite strong points, so that's quite interesting. So apparently it's to establish new cities is the intention. They also talk about the era of the Beast, and that Grumney, so Phil mentions about how they've got this new type of armor, which is sort of the great maker himself has helped Sigmar come up with. So lots of nice background stuff in there. And then he talks about Yndrasta, which we've just seen the model for. And sort of, so she's up there with a Prime, was the hint that we got there. And basically said that there was some interesting stuff about the Stormcast where your soul erodes on reforging, and she's kind of more warlike and more about vengeance, and that's kind of the sacrifice that Stormcast make. And I remember early Age of Sigmar, when it first came out, I really liked the idea of them losing more of their humanity and more of their personality and more of their memories every time they were reforged. So although they're eternal, they do lose something when they die. So it's not, there is no cost. There is still a cost to them dying and being reforged, and not only is it painful, but it's also a sacrifice of who you are. And I don't know if eventually, you know, that will play more into the models and the rules. I don't know. I quite like the idea of that. It almost seems like a little bit like being enslaved to Sigmar's will, which is again not the nicest thing, but I guess needs must. So there's also some design goals for the rules that Ben Johnson talks about. So to break up and split the rules down to make them more clear and concise. The double turn mechanics confirmed it is still there, but they wanted to look at how that affects the choice of going second or going first and how you build your army. So Ben mentions that if you go second, you get more command points, and that command points interact in more phases and there's less downtime. That's what he said. So there's a lot of focus on match play, war scroll battalions, and there's some core battalions. So look forward to seeing more information about that. And then, so Jez mentioned that the rules have been pulled apart, expanded, retooled, and watertight. Simple, but with depth to keep you engaged in every phase. Fresh eyes on your armies, so all the armies will still be there, and they should inject a new bit of life into your army, the new edition, and they say it's the best edition yet. So there you go, and I agree with that, but obviously we'll see how people feel when it's released. So then we've got this nice artwork of the Annihilator. There's a newsletter, so I'd say sign up to that if you want more information. There is a hint in the latest newsletter about the video where they talk about this new threat. I won't share that. You can sign up if you want to see it. So I don't want to go into that. So there's also this next article, which is on the 10th of May, which talks about the 4 things you should know about the new edition. So there's some information about the story and Kragnos, which I'll skip over. I don't want to do lore spoilers too much in here. Then it's built to work with your existing battle tomes. So if you're picking up Soulblight Gravelords, it's still going to be relevant. So don't worry, it's not going to be invalidated or anything like that. So there's also this bit, which is quite exciting, is the new and improved Path to Glory. So it's a narrative-driven game, and while the existing rules allow you to follow champions, new edition expands the campaign system. So this narrative game mode, which I don't, it says it's beta, so it says it's players who've experienced Crusade in Warhammer 40k might be able to imagine some of the developments. So quite interesting. I know Crusade's been very popular with the 40k community. I don't play 40k, but yeah, it's it sounds great. Can't wait to see what that's about. Then they talk about the new launch box. A box packed with brand new miniatures and a special edition of the book will be coming. Suffice to say, the stunning new Stormcast Eternals. But who are they fighting against? Is that a hint again? Have to wait for more information on that. But they do say we guarantee you won't be expecting exactly who's peering from the swamps and waiting for the moment to strike. So there's a little clue in there. Luckily for the Forces of Order, they've one of Sigmar's finest hunters, and that's Yndrasta, so we've seen them already. And again, sign up to the newsletter. So the website here has got a countdown on here. So something big on the way. I don't know what that countdown's for. It might be because it's for, the next reveal. I don't know. But I will, we know it's 15 days away, I guess, at this moment in time. So if those who want to work out when I actually recorded this, you can. This is quite interesting. So this has all come about in the last sort of week or so. So obviously, big news, new edition, some cool new models, an update, it looks like, to sort of this new style of Stormcast, which I really like, a new character. It's pretty awesome. Obviously, it's exciting to hear about a new edition of the game anyway. And I'll be keeping you guys up to date. So the plan with this series is I'll be doing a video when there's more information, collecting the information that's out there that Games Workshop are sharing, because obviously I have to be quite careful what I say. And I will just share what they've shared, but I will give you a little bit of like a concise wrap up, so you don't have to necessarily trawl through it all yourself. I'll try and pick out the key points. For me, I'm really excited, can't wait. And for the channel, for those wondering, if you're not new here, then we do a lot of match play in-depth content. So we do some live list techs, we do battle tome reviews when they come out, we do some in-depth tactical shows. We normally cover events, but there haven't been any for a while. So we have a podcast. You can find out all the information about how to support us and get involved below. We've got Discord, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, this series, I'll update this playlist with every AOS free sort of release from Games Workshop of information they do, so you'll better watch these in order to see what's happening. I can confirm that when AS3 is launched, we'll be doing a full set of videos on the rules, how to get into it, where to start, what's changed, everything really. So there'll be lots and lots of content coming out on release. So if you want to check that out, it'd be appreciated. Hit the subscribe and the bell, all that kind of YouTubey stuff, so you make sure you don't miss out on anything. But that's a quick update video. I hope that's okay for people. Put in the comments below what you think that reveal's all about and what the faction could be that the Stormcast will fight against, and let us know what you think of the models and if you've got any particular things. I would say go watch that video, which I'll link, to do with the design studio guys talking about the new edition. It's quite interesting. They did a Twitch show which you can watch back with Eddie and Adam. I haven't watched that, so there might be some more information in there. I missed it when it was released, so I haven't watched that back because it's an hour long. But if you want to catch that, then obviously it's all on the Warhammer community website. Subscribe to the newsletter and you can see the hint and see what you think. And I'd be interested to see what people think and what the speculation is around this new race, this new threat to the Stormcast. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all again soon.